share all the glory. I'm calling here to turn the press box. Worried of a thing with the next guy. What's mine is mine. I'm in the right spot. So many eyes on mine. I let them all watch. No one is. Yo, what's up, world? Man, it's your boy Marcus Stone, host of the Unapologetic Hustle, man. So, yo, world we living in right now is very trying, and a lot of people are angry, and rightfully so. A lot of people are strategizing on what actionable items we can take, and people that don't deal with this on a daily basis are trying to figure out how they could be a part of it to make an actionable change in this world. So, you know, for years and years and years, African American families, brown families have been subjected to what the community and the culture calls the talk. And I've had the talk with my sons, who are sitting here right with me at this point in time. But June represents a lot of things. Represents Juneteenth, so the actual freedom of the culture, as well as Father's Day. And we are fathers in our community this day and age, and future fathers, because a lot of the young males are being killed and unjustly in this day and age. But it was laid on my heart to allow my sons the opportunity to enhance what normally is. I speak to them about how to with police officers, how to maintain your being calm, but more importantly, always being respectful, even though at times respect is not needed, because we're being disrespected in so many ways. But the ultimate goal is to come back home. So I want to give them the platform because I had to talk. Some men gave me the talk, but I never had the opportunity to express how I felt. And we're just going to talk about what's going on in the world. And we actually hear from the generation that we're here to protect, how they feel and what they see can be the change going forward. So I got my two princes, man. I tell them every day, if something happens to me, everything that I've taught you and everything that we learn, you got to step up to be the men of the house and protect this household, provide for the household, but ultimately change the community that we're in for the better. So that's what we're gonna do. So we in our backyard chilling. We just took some salmon off the grill, off the smoker. But yeah, father and his two sons. Got my oldest, MJ. Tell the people what's up.
What's up? What's going on?
And I got my little prince, Aiden. He's the shyest of the crew, but we're just gonna get into it. So if y'all got some comments, concerns, questions for him, make sure y'all hit the chat box. But yeah, let's get right to it. So fellas, how y'all doing today?
Good. Just got off work, you know what I'm saying? Get some money.
Yeah. On his money chase, huh? Money chase. Got that hustle, right?
Yup.
Awesome. Yeah, so that's what we're about. How you doing, Aiden? You good? Talk so the people can hear you, man. Talk so the people can hear you. Yeah. So, fellas, we have y'all been paying attention to what's going on in the world and the things that have been transpiring over the past couple months and years. What have y'all seen, and what do you feel?
I mean, it's kind of hard not to see it. It's everywhere, and it's just it's mind blowing of how things just turn out, how cruel the world can be. But it also helps us learn that we have each other and we can do anything when we come together. And when the minds come together, we can do anything.
Mm.
So staying together, we really all we need. And we can do a lot by ourselves. We don't need help. We don't like handouts. Because I was once told when something is handed to you, it can easily be taken away just like that.
Mm.
So handouts, we don't accept handouts. We got to go get it on our own. Be better as a person, as a human, for all colors, all races.
Yeah. I mean, so have y'all actually? I know I haven't shown y'all, but have y'all actually seen the video of Mr. Floyd?
Yeah, I've seen it. You seen it?
No. And when you saw it, I mean, what did you?
It's just how, to anyone, how could that look right? How could that look okay? That doesn't even make sense.
Right.
How in any way is that human? That's just it's mind blowing to know that some people think that that's okay. And
Mm.
if roles were switched, it would be a completely different story.
Right.
But it is what it is, and stuff like that. It just I don't know. Sometimes it leaves me speechless.
Yeah. Yeah. Hey, so you said you haven't seen it. So, do you have friends that are talking about it, know about it? I mean,
Like me and my friends, we always just talk about it. We just lucky to even make it to our age. Because some kids don't even get the chance, to make it to the eighth grade, make it to the seventh grade, or something like that. So, we all know that we have a voice,
yeah,
and we just need to be heard. That's all.
right. I mean, so you said something really, really key and critical. You say you have a voice, but you just need to be heard. What does that mean? I mean, how do you feel that you can be heard?
We just instead of just shooting out there and like telling people, hey, we hurt. We, I feel like that's why people doing the riots and all that stuff to actually express how we're talking and not,
Right.
we've had enough and it's time to take action.
I mean, so um, I mean, you see, there's videos, stuff on the news, all these riots and everything that's going on. But I mean, I want to know from y'all, what do y'all think we can do? My generation, what could we do to help make it better for y'all? Or and what do you feel that y'all can do as far as your generation to not repeat this cycle?
I really don't have any ideas of what we can do, but I know what we can't do, and we can't resort to violence.
Mm,
Violence doesn't make it any better. Violence just makes it worse, makes them want to retaliate. That's how the war starts. It goes back and forth.
right.
So violence is something we can't resort to. But something we can do is come together.
Mm,
That's something we, as African American, we have a hard time coming together and being a unit because we have each other's back. We got each other's back. We really all we need.
right. Right. Um, that's big. That's big. I mean, I'm gonna be honest with y'all, um, and I try to be as blunt and clear and plain as possible with when I do talk to y'all that you know I'm fearful for this simple fact. I'm fearful that um, you will get pushed to the point point to where you only want to have revengeful violence, because at the age that y'all are at now, you see it at a more rapid pace because of the mediums that we have to for it to be seen. Whether it's social media, news, whatever the case may be, a lot of these things are being filmed all the time, and I'm fearful that that cycle is going to continue, so that when you guys reach my age, that it's not necessarily the norm. It's like everything is reaction with violence, and I don't want that life for y'all. So I wanted to talk to y'all, and I wanted to talk to y'all openly, with people watching, and can watch at a later date. Like, I want people to understand how y'all feel, because I know that for me, I want a world that's better for y'all. I want y'all world to be better than what I've got. There's been so many people that lost their lives and fought for certain things so that we could have the privilege, to get an education, to be able to work a good paying job, to have a house that is not an outhouse, or be subjective to eating scraps, whatever the case may be. Um, that's not the life that I envision for, not for y'all, but for any human being, right? So, I mean, how do we how do we move forward? How do we move forward collectively as a father and his sons? How do we start? How do we start something that can be a ripple effect to change the community?
That's I don't know. That's a hard answer to that question, but it shouldn't be hard. But really, the number one thing we can do is stick together.
Mm,
Stick together. I think that's where it can start. That's where you can build the baseline. Stick together and work your way up from there.
right. What about you, Ada?
Mm, I don't know. I mean, I just really don't know. I know that if we if we do stick together, we can get through this.
Make sure the people can hear you, man.
Um, I mean, like we've gone through, like just as a community, we've gone through so many things, but in the end, we were able to overpower those things
Mm,
and those oppressions. And but now we've waited too long to the point where it's like we want other people to feel our pain.
mm. So you said that basically everybody now is to the point to where everybody has to feel the hurt that we felt, and there's no turning back, is what you're saying. I mean, yeah, a lot of people don't understand the pain that we deal with and that we go through, and everybody deals with a level of pain just in their daily walk, right? We are looked at differently, and it shouldn't be that way. um, it should never be that way, but for anybody, but that's the way of the world. But in order to change it, we do. I agree. We do have to come together, and we have to be that change that we need to see. I'm fearful that when I hope y'all never have a bad encounter with law enforcement for that simple fact, because we don't know the mindset of what that officer is going to be, um, nor do we know what kind of day they had. and that is something that I don't want you guys to ever experience. So, um, I mean, how do y'all feel about police?
You want the honest answer?
Yeah, it's no holds bar, and for those following and listening and watching, I gave my boys free reign to express their feelings. This is not how they communicate on a daily basis with regards to voc- language or whatever. I don't know what is going to come out their mouth, but I want them to be comfortable and honest about their feelings and speak openly. So. Um, don't chastise us for this, but they need to know that this is on, um, and it is what it is. So yes, I want the honest answers. That's all I want.
What's your opinion?
Um, to be honest, man, there was a point in time where
Speak up.
I would just go outside, just hang out with my friends and do all this stuff, and then you know a cop car come by, and then we all just get scared, get tensed up,
Mm,
because we don't know what's gonna happen. Could just the description, and then you know one thing leads to another, and then
yeah, yeah. What about you, MJ?
Fuck them. Straight up. It's how it is. Y'all are sworn to protect, and that's the last thing y'all are doing. It just doesn't make sense to me. It shouldn't make sense to anybody.
I mean, so do you feel that all cops are bad at this point?
Not all, like the good ones, they need to influence the bad ones because they should feel that, you know, the good ones, I'm sure they love what they do
Mm-hmm.
and they want to continue to do it. So those that make them look bad, they should stand up and be like, this is not what we do. This is not what we signed up for. So I
Mm,
feel like it's really up to the good cops to speak up as well, not just African Americans and all the supporters. I feel like it has something to do inside the justice system,
mm-hmm.
inside the law enforcement. The good ones need to speak up as well because not all of them are bad, but not all of them are good either.
Right. Right. Um. No, that's so true. Like, you know, I know several police officers. I know several firefighters. Emergency service workers, people that worked in prison, case may be, and the saying is true. A rotten apple can spoil a bunch, right? Because um, you see somebody that is an aggressor and is not playing by the book or by the rules, and they in turn influence us when the place, you know, though, you know what I mean? The conversations that we have about how you have to, when you're outside of this house, you represent the family, right? Your actions have consequences of what you do, good or bad, right? So, um, the same with anything, the same goes for those police forces. You don't see the a lot of the media portraying all the positive things that individuals are doing. They you know report all the negative stuff and inadvertently at times create additional havoc. And is it right? No, but it's what trends, it's what gets the views, it gets ratings and so on and so forth. But
Money. That's what it
money
get, money.
money's
Money
money's
make the
another
world go
thing.
round.
Money's another thing. um Absolutely. But even with that, you know the goal has to be to get back home. within. So, you know, MJ, you drive now. You know what I'm saying? Your driver's license, the insurance, the registry, all that stuff should be on the visor. On the visor, right there. For the simple fact that your hands will always be visible. You see what I'm saying? Because if you go to reach for the glove compartment where I was taught to put it, or the host, it's nowadays is you're reaching for something and they can't see your hands.
Mm-hmm.
It needs to be in your visor so that you let them know my license and insurance is up here. It's above my visor. Can I reach for my visor if you're ever pulled over in that aspect, right? Um, you gotta make it home, and you gotta keep your cool, and you can't allow your anger to escalate the situation so that person can say they fear for their life, or you got became irate, or whatever the case may be, to for them to then become an aggressor, right? As it is to swallow that, it's what's necessary at this point in time for you to make it back home. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Even when we're just walking in the street, you know, because it's already looked at as we're we're aggressive by nature, right? Or they're going to be unruly, or whatever the case may be, and it's not the case. So we can't allow that to happen. So, I mean, what else you got to say to the people?
Um, Honestly, it's stay together. Don't don't let the negative over. Turn a negative situation into a positive situation. You got to think positive. That's all I got to say.
Yeah. Aiden was saying, you said, I mean, a lot of friends that from all different types of races. I mean, what are they saying?
Um, I mean, a lot of them they agree with me, and they how
Mm.
and
So you actually talk to your friends about what's going on.
yes, they're like, nah, this isn't right. This is not how it's supposed to be. Um, because when my friends' moms like they're in politics and stuff, like when it was the presidential election and stuff like that, she was a Republican, right? But she explained why, and explained how Trump, that's not how you're supposed to do things.
Mm-hmm.
And they just agree with me, and they know what they don't they can understand what I'm feeling because
I mean, what else? Because I gotta be, you're one that doesn't really express how you feel as a whole that often. So, what are you feeling?
I'm just angry, confused, and I'm scared. I'm scared that one day I might just walk outside and then I'll never set foot back in the house again.
Mm.
And just the reason this keeps happening is because those bad cops that are out there, they they're supposed to be the hero. They're really the villains, and the younger kids who want to be like that, but they're looking up to the villains. So that's what they're influenced by.
Hmm. That the bad cops that are out there right now, they have young kids that want to be cops, and they're seeing the wrong thing to do, thinking that it's the right thing. Wow. Villains are the good guys in the eyes of a young child. That's a sad, sad world. So I mean, look, you for those that are watching, man. Um, it's I'm your boy, man, Marcus Stone. Y'all know I'm the host of the Unapologetic Hustle, man, and I just want to take time out to really just talk, um, to hear how they feel about what's going on, and what they think we can do as a people to change the world that we're in. And I know there's a lot of work that we have left to do. Um, and to hear my boys, both of them on two sides of the coin. One is fearful for not being able to come back home, and the other one is just like we got to come together regardless. And me as a father, not being able to provide the foolproof answers at how we go forward, what they can do to make their situation better, um, is disheartening, right? Because as a father, I'm a protector and I'm a provider, and right now I don't have a way to ensure that they're gonna have a bright future, you know, because of where we are right now. But I can assure both of y'all this: I won't go quietly. I will do everything in my power to make sure that y'all have a better tomorrow than y'all did yesterday. Um, and you know, I will not rest knowing that y'all aren't comfortable. Y'all not being comfortable doesn't allow me to be comfortable. And we definitely just we gotta push. But it is definitely conversations that y'all need to continue to have with your friends in a community, because regardless of what legislation and things are put in place now, to it's on someday to ensure that things continue to go forward for the better and that it doesn't revert back. You know what I mean? So, how you feel about what your friends say?
To be honest, me and my friends really don't talk about it. We try not to think about it that much because me and my friend group, most of my friends are graduating this week. I'm graduating next year, about to be on our own soon. So we try not to think about stuff like that. So we could be, so we won't be scared of those type of things. So we'll know we don't face it the way,
Mm,
face it the right way, and go on with life. So we don't want to fear for the rest of our lives. We're trying to live our lives the best we can.
absolutely. Yo, it's a tough topic um, to talk about, period. But it's even tougher to talk about it with your kids, with your boys. And it's especially tough for me because I don't have the answers, and the will to keep pushing forward, to come up with actionable items, so that the communities can change. So being as transparent as and opening up my family and my house so that you can see how the males in my house are feeling, because I know there are others out there that feel similarly, if not have something going on that, you know, if we keep the dialogue open, we could come up with something that will be beneficial for us all. And you know, welcome to the inside of the hustle. Really, these boys, y'all see how I interact with my girls, but these boys are they're what keep me grounded, right? And I try to be the best I can, the best image, the best role model for them. So, yo, I encourage all of y'all watching and listening, have the conversations, be as transparent as possible, but check on your kids as well. Give them the opportunity to speak on what's going on, so that you know where their head is, where their heart is, and who knows, they may have the answer that we're looking for to change the dynamic of what we're faced with right now. So, it's been real. Thank you for tuning in. Got my young princess, got MJ. Until next time, this has been my talk of the talk on the Unapologetic Hustle. Till next time. Ah.